Hey, Coach Cooney, how you doing?
Doing great. And yourself, Matt?
Doing very well, doing very well. Good to talk to you. Appreciate you taking the time. So look, obviously you guys got all the commitments to stick. You added a quarterback as well. What I was hoping to give us a sense of is, how much work behind the scenes actually went into getting all these kids to stick over a long period of time, because that's not the norm pretty much anywhere. I don't know if you attribute it to COVID, your guys' hard work, the kids it was. Just sort of talk about the work that went into it and how it all sort of shook out like that.
Man, I think it's just it was a collection of things that helped us keep those kids committed. Um, it's no secret, man. Kids want to be a part of a winning culture, and our team did very, very well throughout the course of the season. Had a couple hiccups, but our kids kind of see the direction that Coach Diaz and his staff is taking the program. So, they want to be a part of it. They believe in it, and our coaches did a great job of even in the midst of game planning and the day to day. They made sure that they spend a lot of time contacting those kids. But the main thing I think that we did that was along the lines of what we kind of started doing a lot last year was making sure that the parent involvement was very, very key. With the uncertainty of COVID and just everything going on globally. These parents want to make sure that their kids are going to be in the hands of people that genuinely care about their well-being and want to see, they want to see that. They want to see how genuine you are, and I think our coaches do an amazing job of just being transparent with the parents, and they see it.
Coach Cooney, we're going to go to David Lake at Inside the U. David, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, wanted to ask you about your first initial impressions of the 2022 class, locally specifically. I guess, recruiting, as you know, never stops. Just what are your impressions about the local talent in 2022? And I know you can't talk specific players, but is there position groups locally that impress you with talent?
Oh, definitely. I think a lot locally on the defensive side of the ball. It's gonna be a dogfight to keep a lot of these kids home, because we have a lot of household names of kids that are, if you just look at, how these kids are being ranked in their performances on their different nights of play, those kids are phenomenal, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Linebackers, D-line, those are going to be positions of key importance and guys that we kind of want to make sure we continue to keep our thumbprint on, when we talk about, just changing how we do things at the U.
The importance of stacking classes, right? Obviously you guys just signed a great class yesterday, but I'm already asking you about next year, right? That mentality, how important is that for sustaining recruiting success for you guys?
I think with my first year here being at 20 class and now getting this 21 class in, I think the kids locally see that, we're no longer just, getting the low hanging fruit, so to speak, getting those guys that, we miss on the big name guys. So then we go and get, a guy that's, was our tier 2 or tier 3 guy. We're starting to get some of those top-notch players that kids see, on Thursday and Friday nights, doing the spectacular things, and those guys want to be a part of those classes. So good players and great players want to play with other good players and great players. And I think that it's imperative that we continue to just shake all trees and make sure that these kids understand that we're a program on the rise, and we're going to continue to work our butts off to keep those classes and those kids home.
Coach Cooney, we're going to go back to David Wilson at the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm a hotel and Wi-Fi is not great. Coach Diaz didn't get to talk about Jake last night. He's a guy that obviously has been a top target for you guys for a long time. Just curious what you like about him, and also, obviously Coach Enos liked him and Coach Lashley likes him too. And you guys obviously run a very different style of offense now compared to last year. What do you think makes him kind of fit across different types of systems?
I think when you talk about a quarterback, you talk about his leadership ability, his passion for football. You can see it, in his play. And you can also tell by the fact that his parents were willing to move from the West Coast to the East Coast just so that he can fulfill his dream of playing football, and there were a lot of things and, a lot of variables that went into it. And, he wound up, even once he made a move, he moved from one school to another school in the new state. So, just having a kid that loves the game like that, and his confidence just oozes off of him, and he's just one of those kids that when you're around him and you get to hear him speak and you get to see him practice, and I'll never forget when he kind of did that workout. It was all eyes on him, and he didn't flinch. And that's something that you look at. And I always said that you rarely see Coach Diaz smile when the kid's working out, but when Jake kind of finished that workout, it was one of those, hey, we gotta, I think we have one in this one, so we're gonna continue to recruit him. So I think that leadership, that passion, those are two key traits in the quarterback that you have to have. And we think we got that in Jake.
All right, Coach Cooney, we got time for a couple more. We're going to go to Manny Navarro at The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Cooney, congrats on a job well done with the signing class, man.
Thanks, Manny.
Hey, so I asked Coach Diaz this question yesterday because I remember talking to Leonard Taylor in March, and obviously these kids, they want to see you guys win, and that's such an important part of all this. But he was like, "Well, I'm not going there. They lost FIU. You guys are the ones that do a lot of that internal battle with these kids, calling them, trying to convince them to come, all that kind of stuff. I'm curious, how were you guys able to just convince that kid to stay home?"
Well, a lot of people don't know. I've known Leonard for a very long time. So, when those comments were coming out, I know they were a little bit on the candid side, and, and it was a reality, at the time. But just constantly, reassuring him that, hey, come be a part of the change. Don't just talk about, hey, we're bad. And he's always wanted to be a Cane. And I'm pretty sure once you guys get him in pressures, you'll be able to see that, and he'll impress that upon. He always wanted to be a Cane, but we weren't holding up our end of the bargain. So I think once things started to flip, and we started to win games, and even in the summer, like you can tell that we started, like you said, we were stacking classes, so we went and got De'Aaron King, and the kids saw that we were trying to make moves to improve this program, and it's easy for a kid that's always wanted to be a Cane when you see things of that nature happening. It's like, okay, well, they're taking steps in the right direction. Then now we start to win on top of that, and, I'm just going to say it, Leonard's a mama's boy, so he wasn't going nowhere.
And I guess just as a quick follow, Coach Diaz brought up how, after the UNC loss, and I know this is a process. You guys, you've been at this for 2 years trying to change the narrative with the program. You guys reached out to kids right away, he said. I think within 90 minutes, we're calling all the recruits again. Has it gotten to the point at all now with these kids that maybe they've seen the losses happen and they accept it and they still want to be a part of it? How do you sort of explain that? Because you go from losing FIU, losing a couple commitments, to now you lose to a team like UNC and you don't lose anybody, and you keep the same signing class. What do you think it is that maybe is changing as far as the culture that the kids maybe are sticking around for the bumps in the road?
I think one of the big things is we don't let one loss define us. I think Coach Diaz said that yesterday. Like, that UNC game doesn't define what this program and who this program is and the type of culture and environment that we're trying to build around here. So we are continuously impressed that upon kids, and the kids see the final product on game day, but they don't get a chance to see the work that goes into it, and I think we just constantly kind of just hound on the fact that you can come in here and be a part of the change. You know what I'm saying? And they see their peers playing, early. They see our freshman classes, they came in, hair on fire, trying to get on the field. And I think, that's a part of it as well. You know what I'm saying? And being able to see that, hey, I can potentially be that guy next year, if I do my part in practice. I think that kind of helps with keeping those guys, keeping those guys in the classes.
All right, Coach, we got two more for you. We're going to go to David Furones at the Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, and not just Leonard Taylor, but I mean just how heavy this class was in South Florida. You know, it's something you guys want to do every year, but I mean, just how it came together this time. That just the Dayton Broward guys and even guys that live elsewhere now but are transplanted South Floridians really just gravitated toward the program and your approach in keeping those guys here.
Well, I mean, what we try to do is, identify kids as early as we can. And I think, you can recruit kids different when, it's, offers like what does an offer mean nowadays? You know what I'm saying? And, I think once we identify kids that we really want to build those relationships with, relationship building and just cultivating those relationships is what enables you to get those kids from wherever. California, we got a kid away from the West Coast, because we continue to cultivate that relationship. Even when he committed, to the different school, it was like, hey, we're not just going to relent and lay down and just, hey, let you have them. No, we felt like we had a good shot. And, and that goes for any kid that we feel like we truly and genuinely want. We're going to go after them. We're not going to relent at all. And that's just how things go around here nowadays.
Coach, last one for you is going to be Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead for Coach Cooney.
Hey, Coach. About Jake Garcia, how much hurry up, no huddle style Lashley type offense did he actually play in his career? I know we've seen De'Ara King and how mobile he is, how much he can run and how that helps your whole game. How much has Jake played in that kind of offense?
Well, when he was at Narbonne, they're a pretty heavy tempo team. But I would liken Jake's game more to Shane Buechele when Rhett was at SMU. Didn't have pretty much any called QB run, but he was able to get the ball out of his hands quickly, make reads down the field, and that's where Jake excels. So we're going to always play to our personnel strong suits, and I think that's one of the reasons why Jake decided to be a Hurricane, because he saw in Coach Lashley when they met, when they Zoomed, when they FaceTime, and when they talked, Rhett did an amazing job of making that kid feel comfortable with the offensive scheme and the things that we felt like we wanted him to do once he got here. And, I think it's going to be a great fit for him.
So you can basically have that same kind of offense. You just tailor it a little bit to Jake. I mean, you can still run the no huddle and all that stuff, right?
Right. Definitely.
Okay. Thanks.
Anytime.
Coach Cooney, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today, and good luck the rest of the early signing period.
Appreciate you, Cam.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.